Back in 2017, when I bought my new bike to race on the track, I was looking for some guidance and some videos as to what to do with the bike when you're preparing it for the track. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything relevant, so I thought I'd do one myself. There are numerous things that you can do with your bike when you prepare it for the track, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you should do them. And I'll make a different video about things that you can versus things that you should do with your bike. But in this video, I just wanted to share my experience of preparing my motorcycle for the racetrack. So, without further ado, here's a younger me preparing the bike for the track. So the first thing that we're going to do is take off all of the fairings, all of the lights, all the turn signals, everything that we don't need. But the most of these fasteners is just pretty much just Allen key, but there are some small plastic fasteners that I really hate, so I'm trying to tackle those right now. Oh, finally got one out. So this is the turn signal, so I'm going to take that off, and on the other side as well. It's pretty easy. Now I'm just going to slide this out of the way. Thankfully, I don't have to take off these fasteners. They are a pain, but this is basically the two parts. I could have divided them, but it might be just easier to store them like this. I understand that most of the bikes have been down, and some people do a better or not as good of a job of keeping them in order. While I'm taking apart this bike, I can see that this part over here is not its original part. And the reason why I know this is because if you look over here, you can see there is red coming up right inside, right here, right here, right here, right here. If you look down there, you can see it's red as well. On the sides as well. So this part was originally red, and then it was painted yellow. Well, apparently this bike has been down, and they just decided to replace it with a different part and painted it yellow. Okay, so if we're looking here, there are a lot of things that we need to disconnect. The lights, mostly. If you look in here, you can see they've fitted some aftermarket HID lights. That's also going to go. So taking these off is pretty easy. Most I'll need to get in here a little bit more to get everything out. And the lights and the front part of the fairing is off, what it looks like from behind. This is the on-off switch for the HID lights that were fitted. I'm not going to take out the lights because I'm not going to use this, so I'll just store it like this. Now we need to move back to our seats. That's what I'm going to do right now.
what I see, there are 3 bolts. One here, and one right here that holds the seat. So we'll start with this one over here. And that will take off this seat over here. So you just slide it out and it's off. Here we have 2 more Allen bolts. And with them you can see there are 2 bolts for the rear lights. But since we don't need the rear lights as well, we're just gonna disconnect them and take it off. There we go. We're gonna reuse all of these standard bolts to fit the race fairings, because race fairings don't come with any bolts at all. Now I can follow this lead over here.
So this was part 1. In the next video I'll be fitting race fairings to the bike, which turned out a little bit trickier than I thought. So stay tuned for part 2 and see you soon.